Today we are going to learn the fundamentals of calorimetry. We kept talking about heat transfer. How can we measure the heat transferred between two different materials? Well, calorimetry is the answer. Calorimetry is a technique to measure the amount of heat involved in a chemical or physical process. And the device to measure the amount of heat transferred is called calorimeter. Here's an example of a simple calorimeter. There are several types of calorimeters, but this one is the simplest. We can basically stack two foam cups together and put a lid on top. Insert a stirrer and a thermometer. Now we have a simple calorimeter. When we want to measure the heat transfer, just pour the materials inside and we have a device to measure the heat transfer. We need two foam coffee cups because it forms a better insulation than just one cup. But still, this is a very simple device, and there are more dedicated calorimeters in the real lab. Now let's look at the inside of the calorimeter. We can define the process we study as a system and the solution as the surroundings. An exothermic process occurs when the heat is transferred from the system to its surroundings. These two temperatures increase in the solution. And on the contrary, when an endothermic process occurs, the heat transferred from the surroundings to the system. This leads to temperature decrease. Normally, we use water as solution and add one substance or a mixture to the water, to the calorimeter, and we study the process by measuring the heat gained or released from the water. So, for example, if it's an exothermic process, water will gain heat from the system or from the reaction. And we know the specific heat capacity of water and how much water we added to the calorimeter. We can simply calculate the heat gained by water using this equation. And ideally, the heat transfer only happens between the system or the reaction and the water. So the heat gained by water will equal to the heat lost from the system. And the minus sign here shows the direction of heat transfer. So it's reversed. The solution gain water, the solution gain heat, the system will lose heat. Now let's look back to our simple coffee cup calorimeter. Because it's a very simple device, it's not a perfect insulator, there will be a small amount of heat transferred to and from the calorimeter. In this case, the heat, let's use that exothermic process example again. In this calorimeter, the heat released from the system won't equal to the heat gained by the water, because some heat will be also absorbed by the foam cups or the calorimeter. So a new equation for this type of calorimeter is like this. In our calorimetry lab, we also stack 2 foam cups and also insert it into a third beaker. And the lab doesn't require you to use a cover. Of course, a cover would be better to prevent any heat transfer from the top. But since the lab doesn't require that, it's okay that you leave it open. And the lab asks you to use the thermometer as a stirrer. So our device is even simpler than this calorimeter. We only do 2 activities in the lab. The first one is to calculate the heat capacity of the calorimeter. We use this equation, and by following the steps, we can calculate the heat capacity of the calorimeter. Because we are using the same calorimeter or the same foam cups, we can use it to calculate the heat from the system or from the material that we are studying in activity 2.